Thank you, Last Corla. Last Corla, in less than 44 days, the people of this country will go to the polls and vote on the Fiscal Compact Treaty in what will be the most significant litmus test yet of our country's relationship with the European project. Much debate and deliberation will take place between now and then on the pros and cons of the treaty, as it should in any vibrant and healthy democracy. I look forward to engaging in these discussions and fleshing out the various arguments on different sides as the opportunities arise. As the leader of my party, Taoiseach Damon Gilmore, so eloquently put it in the chamber earlier today, Ireland may be an island on the edge of Europe, but the borders of its trade, its currency and its workforce stretch across oceans. We are a member of a 17-country currency, the Eurozone, and we are part of the European market of 500 million people. In other words, we cannot ignore the basic fact that our nation is deeply embedded within the structures of the Eurozone and that our economic future is intertwined with those of our counterparts within this project. The treaty is the latest manifestation of this relationship and is a crucial part of the architecture that has been built by Eurozone leaders in terms of addressing the sovereign crisis. All the stabilisation mechanisms already introduced include early warning systems, enhanced financial regulatory structures and bank recapitalisation requirements. In short, the treaty aims to foster greater budgetary discipline and responsibility among Eurozone countries by introducing various innovations such as the Golden Rule, which for the first time ever sets a target on a country's structural budget balance. Contracting parties must also observe that medium-term objectives, country-specific targets, which take account of a country's economic potential and implicit liabilities such as those that arise from an ageing population and so forth. Most crucially, the ratification of the treaty will ensure that contracting countries have access to the European Stability Mechanism. This will be a crucial part of Ireland's toolkit should we need it to access it once the existing bailout programme expires in 2014. Contrary to much of the ill-conceived rhetoric being peddled by anti-treaty sides, this is anything but an austerity treaty. It is a stability treaty. In fact, its ratification is fundamental to the growth of our economy, to the creation of jobs and to the restoration of competitiveness, which was so badly eroded by the previous Fianna Fáil administration. The treaty is the latest step in a sustained process of confidence rebuilding that has been taking place between Ireland and international investors in recent months. Today we saw 500 jobs announced in Dublin and Galway. Other announcements have flowed in recent months from companies such as Datalogic, PayPal, SourceDog and Eli Lilly in my own area in Kinsale in Cork South West. Such announcements have not arisen by coincidence, but are the result of renewed political and economic stability in our country, brought about by a pan-European approach to solving the sovereign debt crisis and reinstilling fiscal discipline in countries. Investors and employers around the globe are enthused by Ireland's story of recovery, and in particular, what we have to offer them as a European base for business. But they also need reassurance that Ireland is pursuing a sensible, disciplined budgetary agenda and that we are taking seriously the task of stabilising our economy after years of reckless mismanagement. By ratifying this treaty last Corla, Ireland is sending a robust message to potential global investors that this is a country that is confident, that is united, and that is a place worthy of doing business and creating jobs in. It is not the solution to the jobs crisis, but it will lock into this government's broader pro-jobs and pro-growth strategy and send a strong signal to the world that Ireland is serious about stability. The European Union, as we know it, was born out of the European coal and steel community and the European atomic energy community by virtue of the Treaty of Rome in 1957. It is the longest-running and most successful peace process on the planet. Henry Kissinger once said, "Who do I call if I want to call Europe?" We need to have a strong, balanced and a reasonable debate based on the content of the treaty, not extraneous issues that others may wish to introduce. European relations with Ireland have never been better, and in the short 13 or 14 months that this government have been in power, we have renegotiated the EU-IMF deal. That in itself was a huge achievement for this country. Secondly, we have done a deal on the promissory notes, another example of how successful the relations are between Ireland and Europe. Balanced democracy, Last Corla, is not about assaulting Gardaí or assaulting RT cameramen, or is not about the failure of any members of this House to disassociate themselves from thuggish and violent behaviour. It's about balanced, diverse views, robust debate, and I welcome that in the context of this debate.
Thank you, Deputy McCarthy.